How we doing tonight?
What's up?
Everybody psyched? It's a big night tonight. We got a lot of people on here. We got the queen of the Bachelor franchise, Trista Sutter's on with us this evening. Everybody, round of applause for Trista. We got Dave Good from the season 5 in Bachelor Pad. We got Natalie Getz from season 13 in the Pad. We got Jesse Koufax from season 5 in the Pad. We got Wes Hayden on the phone today. He was having some technical difficulties. We got Ashley Spivey on here. We got Marissa May. We got Craig Robinson from season 6. Craig's a new guest with us tonight, so I'm psyched to have him. And Eliza Orland's our Survivor girl weighing in tonight. So, guys, you know what I'm going to start off with, without a doubt. We're starting off with the Bentley drama because this guy is he just doesn't seem to go away. And I'm going to weigh in with Dave because I think Dave's going to stir the pot with this one. Hong Kong next week. You saw in the previews. Looks like the guy's coming back. What are your thoughts on this whole ordeal?
I normally don't do this, but I would like to see what Ashley has to say first, since it's her best
What
friend.
a gentleman. What a gentleman.
I don't want to talk about Bentley. I'm so over him.
I don't want to hear about Bentley. I want to hear about what you think of her decisions.
Of what I think about her decisions?
And yeah.
I think she's having a tough time. I think that I can't really put myself in her shoes because I've never been in that position. But I think she has a lot of people telling her one thing, and then she knows what she's seen with certain people, and those two things are conflicting, and it's completely messing her up. I think she's completely messed up at this point.
All right, Dave, stir the pot, buddy.
No, I still agree with what I said before, man. I mean, I totally disagree with what her actions or the way who she's into. I think it's very unfair for the other guys on the show, and she's been warned. And the fact that she's bringing him back, or they're bringing him back on the show, you know, if I was on the show and I was one of the other guys, I would be really, really upset. I have yet to see how they react, but to me, I really don't get it. I don't know what she's doing. I can't speak for her. I know she's in a hard spot, and I've been kind of hard on her in the past, but this is brutal for me to watch, and I don't see a connection. I don't feel like she's mature enough to settle down. I feel like she's going through the motions, and it's, you know, I'm glad the dude's coming back. I'll be honest. I'm actually glad Bentley's coming back because now I have something to pay attention to and something to watch. And it's going to give America some. But the reviews aren't good. I mean, I write my own blog, you know, and I get a lot of feedback on there. I post some of it and I don't post some of it, but a lot of the stuff is negative from all the, you know, the normal fans that I've had on there for the last 2 years. It's very, very negative. So
But
I don't know.
How much of that do you think is Ashley's fault?
A lot of it. I mean, Ashley's an adult. She knows what she got herself into. She was on the show before. And, you know, she's not only that, but she's been warned about this guy. And now she's saying she doesn't have closure because they spent a week and a half together. How much closure
Dave,
do you really need?
I'm gonna pause you on that. That's a whole nother topic I'm gonna bring up later. Marissa, you're shaking your head. What do you think of your girl Ashley's actions? Do you think she's being a little bit too produced and she should stand up for herself, or do you think she's doing okay?
I think that, I mean, love her to death, but I think she is someone that's eager to please. So I think when she's led in a certain direction, she goes with it. But at the same time, I had a really hard time kind of going along with everything this past episode because she's sitting here talking about how these guys need to be honest with her and upfront, and that it's causing her to hold back. And she's blatantly tells them, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and does not mention one single thing about her being caught up with Bentley. She's had multiple opportunities to tell guys when Lucas says, hey, you know, I think Bentley's your type of guy. She could have easily said, you know what, yeah, I saw him being here till the end, and it still messed with me, and I'm really trying to get through this. I hope, you know, if someone's here that can really, you know, be with me to the end. She's had plenty of opportunities to be honest with these guys, and the fact that she's asking them to be honest and then saying she's being honest with them and isn't, I think that's why you see in the previews for the next episode, these guys going off and getting really upset with her. I think Lucas was one of the ones that was, you know, most vocal about it. And I mean, she, you know, kind of is deserving it in the fact that she pretty much did lie to them and begged them to be honest, but couldn't do the same to them.
Natalie, I know you have an opinion on this. What are your feelings on this whole ordeal?
I have to agree with Dave. I think Dave and maybe Marissa said it as well. I gave a comment to an entertainment source the other day that I think Ashley as a person is very, very mature, but I think emotionally she's not mature enough to be Bachelorette. The reason I say this, and I love Ashley, I enjoy watching on TV. When I was in high school, a couple times I really liked somebody, like I said last week, and I became infatuated with them. And after a week, I was like, what am I doing? They don't even like me back, you know? It's like she needs to go on and be a mature enough lover to understand that love is a two-way street. And right now she's loving Bentley. And granted, she doesn't see all the stuff he's saying behind her back. Like right now she's probably so upset and embarrassed. But like like Dave said, it was only a week. You know, she said all this other time to move on. And next week's episode, she says if Bentley's back, you know, I think he's my soulmate. Like he's the one I want to be with. I'm ready to say game done. It's Bentley. But does anyone else agree with me on like maybe she's not emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship? Not saying a relationship of a marriage. Not as a person. She's clearly very mature. But there's a difference. Like I'm immature, but I think I'm more emotionally mature. No.
Trista, you're laughing about this. You're the seasoned professional here. What are your thoughts?
I'm laughing because Natalie calls herself immature. Well, it's fine. I think, honestly, as someone who's been in special cases, can you guys hear me? Am I cutting in and out?
You're kind of going in and out a little bit. Just
Okay.
give it a little heart behind the voice there.
Okay, a little heart. I think as someone who's been in her position, you do need to have security. You need to be confident and know what you're looking for. And I think that that's one of the reasons that I was able to find Brian and, ultimately get married, because I knew what I was looking for. I was old enough to kind of been seasoned, as you said, and been through lots of relationships and just know myself as a person. And I think what she's struggling with is really not having the security in herself. And I think that's showing now. I think what was a big thing for me last night was the fact that she let Ben go without any kind of notion or a question to him of whether or not what William said was the truth. And, she didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. And she constantly is saying, well, I wanted to give Bentley the benefit of the doubt after she had been tipped off as well. So I don't know. I feel like it was just that lust thing. She felt like Bentley was a guy that she really liked. And that is really overriding all of her other senses. So I don't know. I think it's unfortunate and really, really sad.
All right, I'll agree with that. I'm gonna go with Junior, and let's stay off the Ben C. William topic because that's gonna be something we bring up later. Junior, what are your thoughts?
I think I said it in the very first episode that we had that I thought she was super immature just by a couple of comments that she made, and it's just kind of playing itself out. She's very, very immature. She may have a good job. She may, I don't know exactly how old she is. She may have tons of life experience. But as far as being on a show and trying to carry a show and being emotionally ready and saying the right things and doing the right things to prepare yourself for a relationship, she has none of those. And having said that, I'm very excited to see Bentley come back because it's now becoming a television show. We had all this boring monologue about, what's important, what she's looking for, who these guys are. But here's where the drama starts. Bentley's coming back. He was kicked off. He didn't care about her. He was saying all demeaning things about her. But now he's coming back. How is she going to react? How is he going to react? And this is where it becomes a show. So I'm actually pumped to see next episode. I never thought I'd say I'm pumped to watch The Bachelorette, but I'm actually excited to see the next show.
All right, Eliza, we're going to go to our Survivor in-house attorney. What are your thoughts? Is she breaking the Bachelor oath, or what's the deal?
Hey, I don't know if there's a Bachelor oath. You guys could speak to that better. What I think is kind of ridiculous is that in 2 weeks, she's going to be engaged to somebody else. Like, one of these other guys is actually going to propose to her, and it happens to be the guy on the show who I have a crush on, and he's a Jew from New York also, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, she doesn't deserve him. Like, I want to date him. So that's, like, why I'm like, how is she going to end up with one of these guys and, like, start, like, a serious relationship with him when she has these, like, feelings for Bentley a week earlier than, like, she's getting engaged? That's the whole thing that seems really ridiculous to me.
All right, I'm going to step in for the first time and kind of throw production under the bus with this one. I think that there's no way that this dude would quite possibly come back unless he was getting paid. I think people go on reality TV shows for the most part, and I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying, I think the guys would agree upon this. 20 out of the 25 guys go on that show to get rich or to get famous. There's only a few guys that really go on there to fall in love. With that being said, I think Bentley went on that show to become famous in the beginning. Then he realized, oh, wait, this is, I can go on and be the tough guy and be famous and then come off, and then boom, they come back and offer me a bunch of cash to come back on. I don't think after what they've drugged this dude through, I don't think that that he would agree to come back on if he's getting a total shaft, unless
It hadn't aired yet.
that's true. Unless he just had no clue, like Wes, and had no clue how bad they were chopping him up, and he's coming back on for. But why would he come back on in general? Just because he wants to be famous? If he doesn't like her, why is he coming back on in the second place? Well, to get famous.
I think he's going on.
Right.
Great.
Trista, what are your thoughts? You've seen more than I have of this stuff. I mean, what are your thoughts? Why would he quite possibly come back? If he didn't like her in the first place, let's say he went on for fame, whatever, and then he leaves.
Are you kidding? He got a free.
He's
He's getting a free trip to Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, but a free trip to Hong Kong to sit in a hotel room.
Who cares? He's going to Hong Kong for free. He's getting away from his daughter, who he was using as an excuse. He's putting his face out there again to promote his businesses, whatever the hell he's doing. I don't care. I just want to quit this Bentley crap. Sorry.
No worries. All right, with that being said, is there anybody that wants to say anything else on this Bentley thing before we move on? Anyone? Do we have Craig on the line by chance? Do we have Wes on the line? Craig.
I'm on the line. I actually do have something to say. But, listen, first of all, I don't think they pay anyone in Bentley's position. Listen, when you think about it, what you just said, if he wants to come on the show to make money and to get fame, what better way to do that than to appear more on that show? So if they give him that opportunity to come back and to display himself, look at you, Jess. Honestly, do you think you'd be hosting the Bachelorette beatdown had you not finished last on your season?
Probably. Not.
Listen, no, but and also as far as what everyone said about Ashley and her emotional maturity, Trista can probably speak best to it, but I think in order to be the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, you need to have attitude. And she's lacking attitude for me. She's too soft. She needs to take control of the situation. If anyone there, shows her any sort of hint that they are not there for her, or that they're ready to leave, or that they want to walk away from it, then she needs to be able to say, you know what, goodbye. I'm going to move on. There are other people here that are here for me, and I'm going to choose one of them and not you. And she's not doing that.
Jillian was good at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the past few Bachelorettes are pretty good at that. Craig, I agree with that 110%. Natalie, you were raising your hand. What do you got? What do you think?
No, honestly, I saw next week's episode already, but before I saw it, I honestly think that they brought him back because Mike Fleiss needs a love story. He needs her to work out with somebody. And they know that she can't move on because she's so hung up on Bentley because he left that ... or whatever. So she was thinking, I'm just going to be done with the show and go to Salt Lake City and try to make it work with him. So they knew what he was saying behind her back, so they need him to come back to end it with her so that she can actually be with JP or whoever,
Fair enough. Do we have Wes on the line by chance? I know Wes was having technical difficulties. No? All right. We're going to move on from the Bentley stuff. We're going to go straight on to William. I know Trista had brought it up a little bit, her thoughts. This guy goes on and totally rats out his homie on the show and says, oh, well, you're not here for the right reasons. Tells to Ashley. Ashley then proceeds to send this guy home without even asking him a question. Just sends him home. On the walk out, she gives him, 30 seconds to tell a side of the story, but she'd already made up her mind. Why would she do that but not listen to Michelle Money, who's her girl, telling her about Bentley? I'm gonna go with Dave's theme here. We're gonna go straight to Ashley. Yeah. Ashley, what are your thoughts on this?
Ashley actually did talk to Benzie. She talked to him before she talked to William. And I think that William and Benzie were on that date in the first place because Ashley wanted to get rid of them both. I don't think she had any intention of keeping either of them. And then once William said that, it kind of just gave her an easy out.
So pretty much that was... The power of editing, pretty much.
Yeah, she's since learned in the process that it wasn't. Bency didn't say that in a mean way. She knows that now. She's moved on from it. She feels really bad that it looked that way, but she has no ill will towards him whatsoever.
Okay. Trista, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I think what Ashley said. I mean, she knows the inside scoop, so let's listen to her.
Dave,
Yo.
stir the pot for me, buddy. What are you thinking on this one?
Well, first off, William just seems like a combination of Jake and the Weatherman combined to me. He's just a squirmy little douche. And, I met him on the Bachelor pad because I went out there last week, and I can confirm he is a squirmy little douche. And I just don't understand guys that can't be with other guys and understand that, we joke around. We say things when we're all together and we're drinking that we don't mean. Like, hey, I guarantee he wasn't like, guess what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to get on Match.com and I'm going to go fuck 700 girls. That's not what he said. He said, I could probably do this when I get home. It would be funny, haha. None of us are going to do that. None of us are going to do that. But they joke around, and when guys like him go to the girl and say that kind of stuff, not only do you get now nobody respects you. Now none of us are going to confide in you and hang out with you. But you also look like a douche to the girl. I mean, obviously he got sent home, and I can't stand guys like that. I can't stand guys like that. But I don't understand where they come from. We say things. Every guy on here knows that we say things in confidence with other guys that we don't necessarily mean. We're being macho, we're showing off, we're saying stupid stuff, whatever. And when guys like that go and spill the beans like that, they should be out of the group. They really should be out of the group. They shouldn't be confided in. Jesse Kovacs, tell me you agree with me on that.
I agree with you 100%. This reminds me of when Jake came back after
Wes,
he got kicked
Jake
out.
and Wes.
The third episode comes back and starts crying over a girl he barely knows and said, I want to save you. I mean, talk about Captain Save-A-Ho. He's come back. He even says he wants to save her from Wes.
Yeah.
But what do you?
Yeah.
And this is the same thing that William did. It's like, I'm telling you because I want to save you. I want to protect your feelings, and I want to make sure that all the guys here are doing.
At least he didn't say God told him to come back this time.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I think that the guy should be punched in the face for what he did. I mean, when you do something
I'll let you do this one.
Yeah, when you do something like that, it completely breaks all guy moral. Like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to be known as the guy who is trying to save. Let her make her own decisions. Like, if she's not vibing with the guy, let her make the decision. Don't be the one that is a tattletale on some guy and saying you shouldn't be with him because he said this when he was drunk. And I just don't agree with it. I think the guy. I'm glad he's off the show. I never liked him in the first place. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
So, Dave, did he break every rule in your man code book in chapter 1 in that little episode there?
Yeah, I mean, even though that's not necessarily what man code is supposed to be about, yes. I mean, he broke the college man code. There you go. Thanks, Jess. He broke the college man code for sure. I mean, it's just a general thing that I think guys should know. And clearly he hasn't hung out with a lot of cool groups of dudes that understand that.
Natalie, thoughts? You gonna trash his outfit? What are you thinking?
I couldn't even look at his outfit for the first time in my life because I couldn't believe what a douchebag move it was. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because, okay, Dave, I agree with you and Jesse completely, 110%. I mean, right? I even wrote about it in my blog that came out today and had comments for it. I cannot believe that he said, like you said, Dave, there's so many things guys say behind our backs, like, man, check out the rack on that chick, or look at this. And that's the kind of guy we love, is a manly man who can talk like that with his guys. That doesn't mean he's going to go do that, like touch her boob or something, or go screw all the chicks on eHarmony or Plenty of Fish or whatever the hell those things are called.
It was J-Day.
I completely agree. I thought J-Day. I'm like, you know what, if he said that actually made me more attracted to him. I'm like, wow, he's a little bit more manly now. He's not such a pussy. That makes him attractive. Dave, why are you wearing a polo? What the fuck?
Yeah, go ahead, Liza.
I was waiting for you to say it. I saw your blog. I got a Twitter about it.
I was like,
hold on. And not only that, but it's my South high school golf shirt, freshman year.
I literally, right when I saw it, I got a huge glass of wine. I was like, oh, Jesus, this is going to be so hard to get.
I got tweeted about it about 3 hours ago. I had to wear it.
Eliza, hit me up with the devil's advocate opinion.
So, obviously, basically everyone agrees William's a douchebag, but let me just play devil's advocate for 1 second and say, so, I mean, we've all kind of agreed, people don't go on most people don't go on Bachelorette to actually find love. They go on to get famous, to play a game, to make it far, to whatever, to parlay it into something in the future. So why isn't what William did looked at as strategic to like maybe get himself farther on a 2-on-1 date? Like, you know, there's one rose, like, you know, the other person, if you throw them under the bus, maybe they go home, you stay. Like, can we look at it in that respect, or is it just total douchebag?
I'm gonna go to Craig. I'm gonna go to attorney.
I think that's why he did it, to be honest with you.
Just as a strategic thing, right? Not like,
yeah.
Craig, I'm gonna go to you, attorney number 2 here. We got 2 attorneys on tonight. I mean, Eliza's from Survivor, so she looks at stuff strategically to where we're on to fall in love, yada yada.
True.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, let me sum it up. When you get there, like initially, your first maybe episode, your first few days in the house, you don't know any of those guys, right? So you're thinking to yourself, you come with this idea, I want to make it kind of as far as I can. Maybe you want to get fame. Maybe you want to do this. You're not thinking, I want to make friends out of this. I want to, bond with all these guys, because you don't know them from a hole in the wall. But there comes a point when you're on there that it clicks, that, you're going to see her for 5% of the time, and you're going to see those guys for 95% of the time. And the chances of you actually, winning are slim to none. But the chances of you walking away with your boys, the ones that you shared that bond and shared that experience with,
Respect.
becomes very important to all of us. And at some point, that's all you have. And to break that bond this late in the show, I think William just doesn't get it. Like, just like Dave said, I mean, like, a man code, whatever it is, I mean, that's all you have at that moment. You don't break that bond. I mean, look, I made a mistake early on in my show, the first night, where I was talking to Allie about the wrestler, about Rico, because I didn't like him the first night. But at that point, like, I didn't know what the whole game was all about. It takes a little while to feel it out, but at some point it's got to click, and it hasn't clicked for William yet.
Fair enough. Marissa, I don't think we've touched on this with you. I mean, what would you have done differently, or would you have not have done anything differently if you're in Ashley's shoes?
No, I mean, I would have done the exact same thing. I mean, I think that, she made the right decision in sending both of them home. Also playing devil's advocate. Like, I mean, would you want to know if someone was screwing you over and someone wasn't there? Sure. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, one of my good friends, if I would want them to tell me, but at the same time, yeah, I was in his position. Same thing happens on the girls' seasons. I knew people that flat out said they were ready to go home. Did I go run to Brad and tell him that? No. Did it cross my mind that it could possibly keep me there longer than I was supposed to? Yeah, of course, but I didn't do it. I didn't want to be there because someone else got sent home, and I was just there out of circumstance. So, I mean, yeah, douchebag move. Both of them went home in the end, and I think that,
I guess it's different. You guys aren't competing for money, so it's a little different. Because I'm like, I absolutely want to, for us, we want to be there. The one day longer of us being there is someone else going home, and it's very different. But
no doubt.
I can see.
We're gonna move on to my favorite part of this week, and that's Ames basically getting TKO'd. I'm just gonna say this.
Poor guy.
From a dude to a dude. I was the smallest guy on my season. Okay, we had a push-up contest. Whatever. This guy should be ashamed of himself.
Yes.
I've traveled the world 80 times. I went to Harvard, Yale, whatever. I went to cooking school in Thailand. Well, you fight like a freaking 12-year-old girls soccer player, dude.
Yes.
You might have abs. Pull your life together. Take a kickboxing self-defense class at Harvard or Yale.
Yeah.
Seriously. What are you going to do?
Throw a punch.
What are you going to do? Or take a punch. The guy's over 6 foot tall, over 200 pounds. I weigh 150 pounds soaking wet, and I feel like I could knock him out cold. Look at JP. JP was the smallest guy in that season right now, and he went in there and dropped the dude that he fought. Like, come on. Grow some balls, man. Seriously. I'm gonna go to one of the girls. I'll let the girls maybe defend him on this one. No. Ashley, I know you're gonna defend him. What are your thoughts?
I think I could take Ames. I think I could fight better than bless his heart. No, he's never been in that situation before, He was always in the library or always at school. He wasn't out in the streets, like Lucas said, fighting with everybody else.
Lucas.
This is his words. He uses words,
No, he
not
does.
his
He's a
fists.
lover. He's not a fighter, y'all.
High school gym class, you learn how to punch. Like, I mean, he went to high school, right? He took PE. I mean, come on. Have you never seen a punch? Have you never even tried to hit a punch bag? Like,
the
really?
pen is mightier than the sword.
Like,
Okay.
I hope he never has to defend Jackie.
Yeah, but like, where does Lucas have any room to fight for pros?
Man, all right,
But look at
Natalie,
Lucas,
what are your
though.
thoughts? Would you date a guy like Ames if he couldn't
Yes, I would.
you know?
And I'm gonna raise my boys to be that way because I don't want my boys to get hurt and play rough sports. I want them to live long lives. So I'm gonna train them to be little Ames. A, B. If you have the biggest, like, if Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, got a blow to the right place in the head. I mean, I thought it was cool that Ames was mature enough to say, you know what, something's not right. I agree. I'll go off in the ambulance. I thought that was so sexy. And then Lucas, he's like, in his polo, like, yeah, we were in the streets while Ames was at Harvard Yale. It's like, Lucas, where'd you grow up? Like the suburban Mickey Mouse ghetto? Like, fuck off, dude. Nerd. I like Ames.
Marissa, you've been laughing the whole time. What do you think of our boy Ames? Abs, brains, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I just, like, he has to have that body somehow, some way. Like, the guy has seen a gym. I
He
don't
works out with a
understand.
trainer.
I don't understand how you do not know how. I mean, you watched him practicing. Like, it was like, I mean, the guy couldn't even throw a punch. He couldn't even kick the bag without falling flat on his ass. Like, I don't understand how. It's not attractive. The second I saw that, I was like, really? Like, that's completely unattractive. Like, zero athletic ability whatsoever. You got to at least be able to stay on your feet, and he couldn't even do that.
Hold on, Junior. I gotta go to Trista on this one. Trista, your husband is one of the toughest dudes I probably know. The guy is tough as nails as far as I'm concerned. What are your thoughts? You obviously like men that are manly men. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, I do. And I have to say that the whole fighting date, just, I don't know why. Why would you ever do that? Like, I don't know if
It's the best thing I've seen so far. I
Loved
loved
it.
it. Loved it.
I knew you were going to say that, but seriously, like, tell me this. People who are, the young ones of the bunch, do the bachelors and bachelorettes get to plan dates at all? Because I just told people what I kind of wanted to do and my interests, and then they obviously ran with it. And I know the producers are pretty much the 100% planners, but did she have any say in that? Does anyone know?
I can imagine her.
I don't think so.
I've been told, like you said, you kind of give them an idea, like, oh, I like to ride bikes. Okay, we'll do a bike date. You don't really know what's going to go on. You just know it's going to be on a bike.
I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest thing, I'm not a fan of Ames. I mean, he's got a bigger forehead than me, and anyone who has a bigger forehead. But, he uses the word indeed. And
Process.
I mean, I love Canadians, but the Indeed got me the first week or second week or whatever it was. And I just think the fact that he couldn't put his arms up to, like, protect himself, like, just at least do that. Like, maybe you're not a fighter and you don't want to throw a punch, but just protect yourself. Come on. I don't know.
No doubt. Junior, you had your hand up. I cut you off. What are your thoughts?
Going back to why this kind of date, why the fight during the date. Well, one of our duties as men is to be able to protect the woman that we love, and what better way to show who can best protect her than having a fist fight and figuring out, the best man for her. I'm not saying that's everything, but I'm saying that's a part of it, right? And when you go up there in the ring and you look like a freaking newborn giraffe, there's no coordination. This dude, I mean, there's a small little chihuahua in here. I'm pretty sure that Ames would be afraid of this dog because this guy had no coordination, no sack whatsoever, and got his ass kicked with a helmet and padded gloves. How can you get a
concussion, dude? I had no idea. That's what I said.
It blew my mind. The guy's a huge pussy.
I want to go to the lawyer number 2 of the group, Craig, on the phone line. What are your thoughts, man? You've probably defended dudes like this that have gotten knocked out in nightclubs.
Well, no, Junior, I want to ask Junior a quick question. Hold on.
The people who've knocked them out.
No, Junior, let me ask you a question. If you were with a girl and some guy came out and held up your girl, right? The guy attacked both of you, and said, listen, tell me what the capital of Azerbaijan is. I mean, you'd be screwed, but Ames would be in great situation to answer that question. So you never really know what circumstances you're going to be in. But the one thing I think about Ames is that guy has way too many degrees. And listen, I am all about education, but that guy, I'll tell you what happened. That guy had his curriculum vitae in his back pocket during that fight. It was weighing him down, and he wasn't able to fully fight the other guy. I'll tell you, but no, honestly though, if anyone has Ames's number, I would like to hire him as an expert witness for one of my cases in anything. Like honestly, any topic that comes up, I feel like Ames would have a degree in it. So if anyone has his phone number after this is all said and done, I'd like it, all right?
Does anybody here think that we should get Ames on that repo show where they come to your house and they repo your car, and if you can answer 5 questions, they pay it off for you for free? I think you'd be perfect for that.
Or do you think of fast cash, that taxi thing?
Cash cab.
Cash cab.
Yeah, so Cash Cab, if
fun.
anybody from Cash Cab Productions watching RTV Zone right now, please call us and we'll hook you up with Ames for sure.
He's my phone a friend.
If they have a Wheel of
Jeopardy
Fortune
millionaire.
Bachelor franchise tandem Wheel of Fortune show, me and him, we'll win.
Junior, you're giving away all of our TV show ideas, buddy. Easy.
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna take a.
Sexier about a guy.
There's nothing sexier than brains.
Leave and go take cooking classes in Thailand. Then a guy who just a different person who would just pick up and leave because they take cooking classes wherever they were. I just think that's so cool. Like I just like different things though.
There is.
So I'm mad at you guys for being mean to my boys.
There is something sexier than brains, though.
Muscles.
There is something sexier than brains. There's brains and brawn
body.
together.
You're right. But he's got a good body. He's just a gentle guy.
He just can't use it.
He just needs to be held like a child.
Natalie, let me ask you a question.
Oh, boy.
Who would you rather bang? Him or the guy he fought?
Who did he fight?
Nikki.
Ryan.
That was Ryan.
Mr.
Ryan P.
Sunshine.
Oh, for sure.
you're right. JP
Ames, at least,
Nick.
this is all Ryan would be. I'm sorry. He'd be like, huh, do you like that? Huh, was it good? Good for you? Yeah. Oh, Ryan is so good. I mean, Ames would be a
what would Ames be like?
Ames would be like,
What would Ames be like?
I don't know. You would at least be like, after this, maybe we can like go cook naked. I mean, it'd be better than like.
If you multiply 2 times 2, you get 4. How's that feel?
Check
You're
my
calling all of your body
I've
parts
always
like
desired a
anatomical
math,
names.
so it works.
Oh my goodness. All right, with that being said, we're going to take a
That was
Twitter
awful. I would lose
question.
like 8,000 followers.
We're going to take a Twitter question from TinkFan2. The question is to the group. Do you think that Ashley was in on this Bentley issue? This is a pretty good question. I'm going to let Dave Good stir the pot on this one, buddy. Go ahead.
Do I think, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Do we think that Ashley was in on the Bentley issue?
No. I think that she might have said, I can't get closure to this, and they want her to find, like, who said that earlier? Somebody said earlier, they want her to get over him, so they're bringing him back so she can get over him, so maybe he can tell her, like, listen, this is why I really left. I don't want to be with you. I don't think you're attractive. You're boring, blah, blah. Whatever he said about her, he said a lot of different mean things. But I think they really need her to get over him so that she can find love. You know they want, without that, their show doesn't go anywhere. That makes all the girls across the country happy when they see the fairy tale ending. And if they're not getting what they want, then they need to get her in a position where she can make that decision.
Ashley, I'm going to let you weigh in on this because you're Ashley's girl. Do you think that there's a chance in hell that Ashley's involved with any of this Bentley drama?
No way. She wouldn't be so pissed about everything now if she was in on it.
I agree with that. We're going to take another question from Ashley Vasine. The question is why do you guys think that Ashley, other than the Bentley issue, is acting so uninterested in the guys this week? Is it their looks?
Man, I saw that too.
We'll go to Marissa on this one.
It's not their looks, I'll tell you that much. I mean, at least if I was her, I would be in heaven if I was her. Gosh, other than the Bentley issue, I mean, I think maybe in the back of her mind she knows that there are how many do we have? 8 guys. She probably knows already her 2, and she's just horrible at hiding it. I think she's like, I'm ready to get to the end. Yeah, obviously I think the Bentley thing has something to do with it, but I think she already has her mind up, and she's just like, oh gosh, I have to go through the motions, you know. I was happy to, I think the fight that we saw on her when she said goodbye to the guys without even thinking twice about it, I was so happy to see her finally like take charge and be like, I'm done with you guys, just get out of here. I don't even want to hear an explanation out of you. But I think she's done with pretty much all the guys. She knows who she wants in the end, or at least who she can actually see something progressing with, and she's just ready to get him out of there.
Fair enough. This question is from Abigail Persity. This one goes to Trista. How does the Bachelorette remember any of the people's names on the first night and tell the truth?
I have gotten this question so many times. Read my teeth. No, I did it personally, where I'm assuming they're talking about the rose ceremony and calling out the guys'
correct.
names, but they don't write the guys' names on the back of the rose. I did it in groups of 5. I remembered 5 names. Wow, that's genius. 5 names at a time, and I had 15, so I did it 3 times. So there you go.
Nice. From another Twitter question from Amanda, age 17. Who do you think is best for Ashley? I'm going to start this one off with Junior. Who do you think's best for Ashley there, buddy?
The wine guy, my boy, Ben F. I mean, he's a smooth operator, and he's a front runner in my book. The guy, he's got a great career that I know nothing about. He's got great hair. He's got a nice tan. I mean, one of the things that I hate, even though I do it, is probably why I hate it, but I don't like when I'm watching the show and, the guy is saying, like, and stutters, kind of like Mickey. I think Mickey does it a lot, where it's just like, dude, spit it out, get it out, be eloquent, communicate with her. And he seems to be able to communicate with her pretty well, and I appreciate that. I like watching him. This sounds super gay, but I like their dynamic better than anyone else.
All right, fair enough. Marissa, who do you think's best for your girl?
Oh, jeez. I think, obviously, I think you see the most physical chemistry and the most kind of, bang with JP. I think that, there's straight passion between the two of them. With everyone else, it's that slow, progressive relationship that, is just taking time to form. But no one else really jumps out at me. I don't know if that's, again, just because she's shutting off other guys because she only has room for one person in Bentley right now. But, I think JP, the second they're together, you see the chemistry right there. And it's all while other guys are great, and I think that they have so much to offer and, that they can definitely be good for her. I don't see her being as attracted to them as she is with JP.
Now, Craig, you seem to be a strategic thinker when it comes to this stuff. Who would you put Ashley with, knowing that the producers usually don't allow us to see the winner on camera a ton until the end? I think, honestly, JP's getting too much camera time to be the winner at this point.
No, I think he is too, and in all honesty, I've read a little bit about the blogs and like who she ends up with, and I might be way off here, and I don't know why, but I honestly think Blake and her kind of gel the most. I think that last conversation that they had this past episode, at this point so far, it seems like they have great chemistry, and they're both dentists. While me personally, I would never marry another lawyer. I'm really sorry, Elijah, about that, but but I talk too much, and I don't want another person that talks as much as me. But I think that they had nice chemistry that last conversation that they had, and I think that so far, I think that they have the best fit together.
Fair enough. Eliza, we'll go to attorney number 2. What are your thoughts?
I think she should end up with Bentley. No, I'm kidding. I honestly, I don't know. I think maybe Ames. I think, she how upset she was when she thought something was wrong with him. She stopped watching the 2 hot guys fighting because she was so worried about him. I think that they have a sweet relationship, and she doesn't seem to mind that he is kind of a pussy. So, maybe they'd be great together.
Ashley, it's your girl. Who's...
I love JP, and earlier in the season, she said that when she's really into someone, she can't keep her hands off of them. And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but if she's even near him, she's touching him. So I can definitely tell that she's into him, and I'm rooting for her to pick him because he lives in New York, and then she'd be close to me anyway. So,
Natalie, you got to go to the set of Bachelor Pad 2. You know, when you were there, did you hear any rumors about Ashley, maybe, who she ends up with? What are your thoughts?
I didn't hear any rumors, but just by watching the show, there's so much narrating that JP is doing right now. Like, you know how the Bachelorette narrates the storyline?
Yep.
Well, JP is also narrating. The reason we saw a couple of those guys narrating as well is because they were on Bachelor Pad. I can't really name names yet, I guess, but I'm pretty sure we all know who. But I think that ideally, I do love JP. I think he's awesome, but I'm looking for Ashley. I think Ames would be so good for her. He's funny when he's around her. Like, she brings out the best in him. She really does. She's opened him up. He even got better looking somehow. You know? And I think that Ashley's very smart. Like, she's a very intelligent girl, and I think she needs somebody on that same page, you know? But JP would be a fine pick too, I guess. But, you know, me and the lawyers want him ourselves.
Exactly.
Anybody else have any anybody else have any thoughts about
well, Craig's kind of gay, but
Excuse me.
Anybody else have any thoughts about who Ashley should end up with? Maybe a second
Spivey.
chance?
Me?
Spivey.
She should end up with me? Yeah, I'd treat her right.
I'm pretty sure that she should just admit she's flying upside down. It's over. She just has nothing. She has no connection to any of these dudes. None.
JP, she does.
What do you guys? We're gonna take one more question and then we're gonna call it a night. Stinkerbell 2297 wants to
Nice
know
name.
what's worse, going on the show for
Tinkerbell.
fame or going on the show for the game. So I'm gonna start this off with Dave Good. Is it worth to go on for fame or for the game?
Is it the fame or the game? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's worse?
I would say the game, because then you're playing with somebody else's emotions, and with fame, you're just kind of looking out for yourself, I guess. That's a hard question to answer.
Fair enough. Trista, you've seen it all. What do you think? Fame or game?
I think he's right. I think they're both bad. I think, you know, for me, yes, I'm the hopeless romantic of the bunch because of what happened, but I tend to think that, unlike probably 100% of you on this call, that there are more people than maybe 10% who actually go on the show to find love. At least you have to still believe that or to watch it. So I think that both of them are horrible. I think if you go on the show to get famous, then maybe you will, but I don't know. I'm just, you know, a simple old mommy who lives in Colorado, and I like to believe the best in people, so I don't like either of them.
We're going to go to one of our attorneys. Craig, fame or game, buddy? Which would you rather not defend in court, fame or game?
Oh my God! Well, I mean, listen. You can take so many different words that end in AME and be like, would you like the fame, the game, the blame, the name? Like, I mean, would you go on there? You know, I mean, I don't even know if I really like the question. Can I ask you a question, actually, Jesse?
Shoot.
So typical lawyer. Typical
All
lawyer
right,
turning it around.
listen. Let me ask you what you think about this. There was one line out of last night's episode that I just really bothered me, and it was Ashley saying, if you can't find love in Chiang Mai, like, I forget exactly what she said, but she's like, if you can't find love in this type of atmosphere, like, there's something wrong with you. And, like, honestly, Jess, like, listen, you know, I mean, I haven't found love yet, and I don't know if I went to Chiang Mai, if I would, and if it would be with, like a 13-year-old girl or something. Like, I have no idea. But, you know, like, it's so wrong to say. I mean, like, if I live in Philadelphia, in, like, Center City. Like, if you can't find love in Center City, Philadelphia, like, should I stop breathing? Like, what should I do here? So, what does everyone think about that line? If you can't find love in Chiang Mai, then there's something wrong with you.
I honestly, this takes me back to, after the show, and like Natalie said earlier, they bring you back in to narrate, and you basically sit in a chair for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Reading lines. Dave, I'm sure you did it for the pad. Natalie did it for the pad. Trista, you did it on your season. You go in there and you spend seriously 8 hours, repeating phrases, and I guarantee you that was a repeated phrase. No one and my brother would ever go to Thailand and say, "This is the place to find love." Just to say that.
Kind of like Dave and I, when I was like, I think I'm falling in love with Dave. I do it like that to make my friends laugh. Was like, no offense, Dave, but were you really falling in love?
I know you were.
I mean, I know you were. Take that pillow off, bitch.
All right, guys.
Hey, can I say something real quick? About
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. I'm sorry. My hands look huge right now. Maybe I've had one too many sips of wine, but can I just please say that if you're ever going to go on a reality TV show and think you're going to get famous off of it, you need your head examined, okay? Ali Fedotowsky probably has the most followers out of all of us, right? And then there's a stripper named Jade Nicole on there, or a porn star or something who has like 1 million followers, and she's not even famous, okay? So I think that question is bizarre. Like, when it's kind of like if any one of us, and there's those certain people, like, I won't name names, but like Jake Pavelka, thinks he's famous. And it's like, you're annoying. Like, when people come up to me, I embrace it and I love it because it's such a cool experience. It's not going to last long. But some people I've seen go up to Jake and he's like, I don't really have time. Take that, paparazzi. When he called them up, I have to get off. I'm like going to go on a rampage.
No, I'll touch on this really quick, and then we're gonna call it for the day. I've said for years, fame is Brad Pitt and Angelina. Fame is people that fly around on G5 jets and drive around in Rolls Royces. That 98% of the general
Wait.
Now,
you guys don't do that? I do.
How many followers do you have?
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, but that being said, I don't know anybody from reality TV, maybe other than the Kardashians or someone like that, that's rolling around in Bentleys, Rolls Royces, and flying around in G5 jets. So with that being said,
and they were already rich.
They were already doing that.
Bentley has a Rolls Royce?
Well, the Kardashians, she drives a Bentley. I think a Phantom or something. I don't know. But in any event, I think, that it's just funny when people think that reality TV personalities are famous, because we're the same exact people we were 10 years ago, and we're doing the exact same things we are now. Maybe we get invited to some cooler parties, but other than that, we're all normal people, so I think it's funny. In any event, you guys killed it. Thanks for joining us tonight, and until next week, we'll see you. Peace.
Bye, guys.